We work hard, we pay our taxes, we play by the rules. Yet, we're constantly struggling, aren't we? It feels like the game is rigged. The deck is stacked against us. We're trapped in a system designed to benefit the wealthy few, the money overlords. These powerful entities, hidden behind layers of corporations and complex financial instruments, control the world's wealth. They dictate economic policy, they influence governments, and they profit handsomely from our hard work. Ever feel powerless against rising inflation, stagnant wages, and a financial system that seems designed to keep you in debt? You're not alone. Millions around the world are waking up to the reality that the system is rigged. But here's the good news. We can fight back, we can regain control. This isn't a call for revolution, but for evolution. We need to understand the game, learn its rules, and then master them. This essay is your guide. We'll expose the tactics of the money overlords, revealing their history and their methods. We'll delve into the origins of their power, from ancient empires to the modern financial system. We'll unmask the shadowy figures and dynasties that continue to pull the strings from behind the scenes. Most importantly, we'll arm you with the knowledge and strategies you need to fight back. We'll explore practical steps you can take to reclaim your financial sovereignty, build wealth, and create a more equitable system for all. Are you ready to join the fight? Are you ready to beat the money overlords at their own game?
Long before Wall Street, before central banks, even before money as we know it, the thirst for power drove human civilization. Think back to the ancient empires, those sprawling kingdoms ruled by pharaohs and emperors. These rulers understood the intoxicating allure of control. They commanded vast armies, built monumental structures, and demanded tribute from conquered peoples. Their power rested on a simple formula: control the resources, control the people. They controlled the fertile lands, the water sources, and the trade routes. This gave them a chokehold on their subjects' very survival. These ancient rulers weren't subtle. They enforced their will through brute force, often brutally suppressing dissent. Yet they also understood the importance of propaganda. Monumental architecture and lavish displays of wealth weren't just for show. They were tools to inspire awe and discourage rebellion. The lessons of these ancient empires echo through the ages. The methods may have evolved, but the fundamental principles of power remain the same. Control the resources, control the narrative, and control the people. Fast forward to medieval Europe. The Roman Empire has crumbled, replaced by a patchwork of kingdoms and duchies. Amidst the chaos, a new power structure emerges: feudalism. The king, ostensibly the ultimate authority, actually wielded power through a complex web of alliances and obligations with his nobles. Land, the primary source of wealth in an agrarian society, was the key to control. Kings granted land to their loyal lords in exchange for military service and loyalty. These lords, in turn, subdivided their land, creating a hierarchy of power that extended down to the peasant farmers who toiled the land. The church, a major landowner in its own right, added another layer of complexity to this power structure. It held immense spiritual authority, wielding influence over both kings and commoners. It controlled knowledge through its monasteries, dispensed justice through its courts, and even financed wars and expeditions. This period saw the rise of powerful banking families like the Medici in Florence, who used their wealth to finance rulers and influence political decisions. The seeds of modern finance, with its intricate web of debt and obligation, were being sown.
As industries grew, so did the need for capital. Enter the bankers, the architects of the modern financial system. They provided the loans, the credit, the financial instruments that fueled industrial expansion. But they also began to exert their own form of control. No longer content with simply financing industry, they began to consolidate their power, forming vast banking conglomerates. They understood a fundamental truth: whoever controls the money supply controls the world. They financed wars, propped up governments, and dictated economic policy. One by one, central banks emerged, ostensibly to stabilize currencies and manage national economies. But these institutions, often shrouded in secrecy, became powerful tools for the money overlords. They could manipulate interest rates, inflate or deflate currencies, and exert enormous influence over governments. The gold standard, once a check on government spending, was gradually dismantled, replaced by fiat currency. Money backed not by a tangible asset, but by the full faith and credit of governments. This gave central banks and governments unprecedented power to print money, leading to inflation and eroding the purchasing power of ordinary people. A house of cards: debt, dependence, and the illusion of prosperity. The 20th century saw the rise of consumerism fueled by easy credit and the seductive allure of keeping up with the Joneses. The money overlords, through their control of banks and financial institutions, encouraged this debt-driven economy. Mortgages, credit cards, student loans, debt became the lifeblood of the modern economy. People were encouraged to buy homes they couldn't afford, purchase goods they didn't need, all on credit. This created a culture of dependence, where people were trapped in a cycle of debt and forced to work longer hours just to make ends meet. The stock market, once a mechanism for raising capital, became a casino, a playground for speculation and manipulation. The dot-com bubble, the housing bubble, each boom and bust cycle enriched the money overlords while leaving ordinary people holding the bag. The system, it seemed, was designed to benefit those at the top, while the rest struggled to keep up. But this illusion of prosperity, built on a foundation of debt and speculation, couldn't last forever. The cracks were beginning to show.
The 21st century ushered in a new era, the digital age. The internet, once a niche technology for academics and hobbyists, exploded into a global phenomenon, connecting billions of people and transforming every aspect of our lives. And with this digital revolution came a new breed of money overlords, the tech giants. From Silicon Valley garages to sprawling campuses, companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, and Apple rose to prominence with astonishing speed. They promised to make our lives easier, more connected, more fulfilling. And in many ways, they delivered. Search engines gave us instant access to information. Social media platforms connected us with friends and family across the globe. E-commerce giants offered an endless array of goods at our fingertips. But these conveniences came at a cost most of us didn't even realize we were paying. The tech giants, while presenting themselves as innovative disruptors, were actually building new monopolies, new empires built not on oil or steel, but on data. Our data. Every click, every like, every search query, every online purchase, all of it generated valuable data. And the tech giants, with their sophisticated algorithms and vast server farms, became masters at collecting, analyzing, and monetizing this data. They tracked our online movements, built detailed profiles of our interests and habits, and then used this information to target us with personalized advertising. They knew what we bought, what we watched, what we read, who we talked to. This data dominance gave them unprecedented power to influence our choices, shape our perceptions, and even manipulate our emotions. They could nudge us towards certain products, sway our opinions on political issues, even influence the outcome of elections. And all the while, we, the users, remained largely oblivious, unaware that our every digital footprint was being tracked, analyzed, and exploited for profit. We had become unwitting participants in a vast data mining operation, our lives transformed into a commodity to be bought and sold.
Let's talk about names that whisper through the corridors of history, names synonymous with wealth and influence on a scale few can fathom. The dynasties. First, the Rothschilds. Their story begins in the 18th century in the Jewish ghettos of Frankfurt, Germany. Meyer Amschel Rothschild, a brilliant but ambitious young man, saw an opportunity in finance and trade. He established a banking house, but his true genius lay in his 5 sons. He strategically placed them in major European cities, London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, Frankfurt, creating a financial network that spanned the continent. The Rothschilds financed kings and emperors, profited from both sides of the Napoleonic Wars, and became deeply embedded in the political and economic fabric of Europe. Their wealth grew exponentially, as did their influence. They understood the power of information, of being one step ahead in a world reliant on their loans and investments. Rumors and conspiracy theories have swirled around the Rothschilds for centuries, accusing them of manipulating global events for their own gain. While separating fact from fiction can be difficult, their impact on the world stage is undeniable. They represent a lineage of power that transcends borders and generations. Across the Atlantic, another dynasty was rising, one fueled by the black gold that would power the 20th century oil. John D. Rockefeller, a ruthless businessman with a keen eye for opportunity, founded Standard Oil in 1870. He ruthlessly crushed his competitors, employed questionable tactics, and built a monopoly that controlled over 90% of American oil refining. Rockefeller's wealth was staggering, making him one of the richest men in history. But his influence extended far beyond the oil fields. He donated vast sums to charity, establishing foundations and universities that bear his name to this day. His philanthropy, however, was not without its critics. Some saw it as a way to whitewash his ruthless business practices, to buy respectability and influence public opinion. Others argued that his foundations, while doing good work, also promoted a particular worldview, one aligned with his own interests. The Rockefellers, like the Rothschilds, understood that true power lies not just in wealth, but in the ability to shape the world in your image, to influence the very systems that govern society.
Knowledge is power, unmasking the illusion. We've journeyed through history, exposing the tactics of the money overlords, from ancient empires to digital monopolies. Now, it's time to arm ourselves with the most powerful weapon we have: knowledge. The first step to reclaiming our financial sovereignty is to understand the true nature of the system we're trapped in. The money overlords thrive on secrecy, on complexity. They want us to believe that finance is too complicated for ordinary people to understand, that we should just leave it to the experts. But this is a lie. Once you strip away the jargon and the smoke and mirrors, the basic principles are actually quite simple. Start by educating yourself. Read books and articles about economics, finance, and monetary policy. There are countless resources available, many of them free online, that can help you demystify these topics. Don't be afraid to ask questions, to challenge assumptions, to think critically about the information you're being fed. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you understand about how the system works, the better equipped you'll be to navigate it, to protect yourself from its pitfalls, and to find ways to create a more equitable and just system for all. Building a better system, alternatives and innovations. The current financial system, while seemingly entrenched, is not immutable. People are waking up to its flaws, its inherent unfairness, its tendency to concentrate wealth and power in the hands of the few. And they're seeking alternatives, new ways of organizing our economic lives that prioritize sustainability, fairness, and shared prosperity. One such alternative is the growing movement for ethical and sustainable investing. People are realizing that their investment dollars can be a powerful force for change, supporting companies that align with their values, whether it's environmental sustainability, social justice, or corporate responsibility. Another promising development is the rise of fintech, or financial technology. Startups and innovators are leveraging technology to create new financial products and services that are more accessible, transparent, and affordable than traditional banking. From peer-to-peer lending platforms to mobile payment systems, fintech is democratizing access to financial tools and empowering individuals. And then there's the world of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. While still in its early stages, this decentralized and transparent system holds the potential to revolutionize finance, cutting out the middlemen, reducing fees, and giving people more control over their own money. Taking back control action, activism, and a new financial future. Knowledge and innovation are essential, but they're not enough. We must also be willing to take action, to demand change, to hold the money overlords accountable for their actions. This means engaging in activism, both individually and collectively. Support organisations and movements that are fighting for economic justice, for financial reform, for a more equitable distribution of wealth and power. Contact your elected officials and demand that they represent your interests, not those of the financial elite. Educate your friends, family and community about these issues. Share your knowledge, spark conversations and help raise awareness. The more people who understand the problem, the more likely we are to find solutions. Remember, the system only works as long as we allow it to. We have the power to change it, to create a financial future that works for everyone, not just the privileged few. It won't be easy. The money overlords won't relinquish their power willingly. But by working together, by educating ourselves, by embracing innovation, and by demanding change, we can build a more just and equitable financial system for ourselves, for our children, and for generations to come. The power is in our hands. Let's use it wisely.
We've journeyed through the annals of history, exposing the shadowy figures and intricate systems that have held humanity captive to a rigged financial game. From the grandeur of ancient empires to the sleek boardrooms of Wall Street, the tactics of the money overlords have evolved. But their fundamental goal remains the same: control. They control the resources, they manipulate the currency, they shape the narratives that define our reality. They want us to believe that we are powerless, that the system is too big to change, that resistance is futile. But this is the ultimate illusion. The truth is, the power has always resided within us. We, the people, are the source of their wealth, the engine of their empires, our labor, our creativity, our collective energy. These are the forces that drive the global economy. Without us, their carefully constructed house of cards collapses. We've seen how knowledge is power, how understanding the mechanics of the system allows us to navigate its pitfalls and exploit its weaknesses. We've witnessed the emergence of alternative systems, of innovative technologies that offer the potential for a more just and equitable financial future. Now, it's time to put that knowledge into action. This isn't a call for violence or chaos, it's a call for a different kind of revolution. A revolution of consciousness, of collective action, of reclaiming our rightful place as masters of our own destiny. Start by examining your own relationship with money. Educate yourself about personal finance. Explore ethical and sustainable investing options. Support businesses that align with your values. Every dollar you spend, every investment you make, is a vote for the kind of world you want to see. Connect with others who are also seeking change. Join online communities, attend local events, engage in conversations about economic justice and financial reform. The more we connect, the stronger our collective voice becomes. Don't underestimate the power of your voice. Contact your elected officials, demand transparency and accountability from financial institutions, support organizations that are fighting for a fairer system. Remember, apathy is the enemy of progress. This is a call to arms, a call to reclaim our financial sovereignty, to build a future where prosperity is shared, where opportunity is abundant, and where the pursuit of profit is balanced with the well-being of people and the planet. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now. Join the movement.